Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jahcelyne, warmly Jahcelyne if you are new, and for my returning subscribers and supporters, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate the love, I appreciate the thumbs up, the comments, I appreciate it all. Like, you have no idea. So if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. That just lets me know that the videos that I am creating and cranking out are helpful. You want to see more of them. Let me know what you want to see more of from me. I love this community that I am trying to grow, and it's cool. It's cool. It's dope. It's dope. It's dope. It's dope. It's dope. So do that. We're moving on. Because today I am talking about winning your 20s. I am on the precipice of turning 29 in just a couple of weeks, and I am very mindful of the journey of what was my 20s and how I had to earn my stripes as a young adult, and how it prepared me and equipped me to get to where I am today. And I can honestly and confidently say I have been blessed. Life is really cool as a result of following some of these lifestyle practices. So we are gonna get just straight into it. First one I would recommend, and this is by no order of sequence or chronological order. These are just things as I was thinking of, wow, what were some really helpful things that helped me in my 20s as I look back at almost 10 years. And the first thing that I would say is getting a mentor. And by that, I mean shadowing someone that you admire or that is in an industry that you want to be in, that has a skill that you want to possess. Shadowing meaning like following them around, shadowing their day-to-day, shadowing their work day, setting up time to converse about how do you do this and how do you do that, and like asking all of those questions that you want to know about who they are in their career. That is shadowing. And I think that shadowing has to be a mutually beneficial thing. So maybe that looks like being their intern or working on a project in exchange for their time, because time is the most valuable thing. So having a mentor and seeking out a mentor, I think, has been really imperative in my growth as a young woman, especially as a young Black woman, primarily because your family and I said this in my last video, is like your family and your friends only know so much. Like, you have to go beyond what you know and who you know, especially if the path that you're taking you have not seen it before, or you don't know anyone in your family that has done this, or you just take a liking to a teacher or a professor or that business owner in your neighborhood, or just something like that, like someone that can take you underneath their wing and show you the way. And in your lifetime, you'll have more than one mentorship in your 20s. You'll have a mentor maybe just for marriage. You can have a mentorship for career. You can have a mentor for exercise and fitness goals. Like, it all depends on what your goals are in your 20s. But I will say that there's no way, this is your first lick of life. Like, there's no way that you can know all of the answers for everything. So you're going to have to outsource. You're going to have to get in the company of wiser people that know more than you. Number 2, diet and exercise. Now, I know when we're younger, our metabolism is faster. You can kind of probably get away with having late night Taco Bell, eating, fried food and all of that stuff, but your habits stick with you. And it's really imperative that while you are a young adult, that you can get in the rhythm of having a healthy diet and getting into an exercise routine. And not just because of the vanity of it, but because the longevity of your life. Life is long, but it's also short. And you want to maximize your years on this planet. You want to give your gifts. You want to birth your ideas. And how can you do that if your body is unwell, if you have a poor diet? Because everything that you put into your internal world manifests on the outside. Finding your own rhythm, finding your own cadence that can help you be healthy, and moving your body, you know what I mean? Like, you want to, everything, you want to increase your strength physically. You got to think, like, if it's in your plans to become a parent at some point, you want to be able to keep up with your children and run up and down the stairs and not get out of breath and those type of things. You want to be attractive. You want to feel attractive. You want to feel good in your skin. And I think that starts in your 20s. Those habits start when you're young, because maybe the diet that you grew up on as a kid, maybe it could have been culturally, maybe it could have been socioeconomically, maybe that diet is not conducive to you as an adult. Maybe you can afford to eat better now that you are responsible for your own self. Really finding your own rhythm and finding out what works for you to maximize your longevity on this world and to have energy. The other thing is financial literacy. I cannot stress this enough. Start investing, put your money in high yield savings accounts, figure out a retirement plan now. Like, all of that matters. Like, just being able to be self-sufficient, pay down your debt. Don't open unnecessary credit cards. Like, get smart about your money. Your money also, you need to make your money grow. You need to make your money work for you. So get curious about, how can I make my money grow? Do I need to get into investing? What best investment options are the best for me? Like, if you have access to Fidelity, Vanguard, whatever, like, do that. Like, look up articles. Like, Forbes is always, not even just Forbes, like Fortune. There are so many financial resources out here, YouTube videos that can help you become financially literate and start building wealth in your 20s. So tap into that, look into that, figure out, okay, how can I get on the pathway to financial freedom? Because if you start in your 20s, it's like, probably by your 30s, you can be really way further in your financial goals than you would have ever imagined. So it's really like just getting that knowledge, because inflation, every year, things go up. And our dollar is losing value as that inflation goes up. So it's like, you want to make sure that you are building that wealth. Like, for me, I didn't even start until like my mid to late 20s. And had I started in my 2019, 2021, maybe getting a Roth IRA, or, you know, beginning to invest earlier, or putting my money in a high yield savings account, like, I would have been better off. So I mentioned the financial literacy and getting on a budget. Like, get on a budget. Start a budget today so that you can just stay in that rhythm for the years to come, to understand, like, okay, what is my disposable income? What do I need to save? What is allotted to debt? Like, get clear on your financial goals. The other thing I would say in your 20s is therapy. Because your 20s is your first experience at real life for most of us, there's probably a lot of unlearning that you have to do from your childhood. There's probably a lot of healing that has to happen from your childhood, most of us. And we, in order to be emotionally intelligent and to not carry trauma, wrongdoing, unforgiveness, heaviness, sadness, all of that, all of those things that could have occurred in our childhood, and having a therapist. And again, you may go through many therapists in your 20s. I know I have, because different seasons of life call for different things. Different goals call for different types of therapists. So having therapy be a part of your just foundational makeup, like, hey, this is what I'm doing, this is part of my regimen, like, this is a non-negotiable. Especially if you have things to work through, do it. Get a therapist. Start unpacking as early as you can. And I know I'm like trivializing it to make it sound like it's so easy, but I do think the sooner you can work through and heal the things that are not great, the better off you will be later in life. I have made a whole video about my next point about defining and honing in on your style, but I would say that in your 20s, you're coming into adulthood. Find your style, to find out who you are. Who do you present in this world? What do you feel best in? What do you feel most confident in? What is your vibe? What feels good to you in the sense of your style? Where do you want to live? Like, I think also thinking like where you live is also your style. What is that? Like, what is that world of style for you? It'll evolve, but at least like continue to grow with it. Continue to get curious about, who am I? What's my style? So I think it's really cool to find out what that is, and I will link my video that goes more into depth about how to do it, where to start, all of that fun stuff, and you can check it out there. My next point would be friendships, and specifically knowing when to let them go and to also call in. So it's okay to like let go of friendships that maybe you have outgrown, that you don't have so much in common anymore. Maybe the only thing that does bind you guys was that time, and now maybe you don't have anything in common anymore. All of that is fair and valid, and you should allow yourself to let those friendships go if it doesn't feel in alignment anymore. And I think what's also important is, contrary to what Drake said, making new friends, because you haven't even met all of the people that are gonna love you yet. Like, does that ever like just blow your mind? Because a lot of times we're so zoomed in life and zoomed into what everything looks like that you don't have a chance to zoom out and take inventory of all of the people that have come into your life year over year, and how they have positively impacted that, or have helped you discover something about yourself, or you know what I mean? And also I think that is beautiful. Next thing is learning high value skills. So that could look like emotional intelligence, problem solving, working with others, effective communication, hobbies, interests, passions. You are developing who you are. In your 20s, it's important to develop high value skills that are adaptable in environments that you can flourish. These type of skills go a long way. These type of skills separate you from being boring to having some texture and some substance to you. These are the things that help sustain friendships and relationships. But these skills help you to become a person that people want to work with, that people want to know, that people want to be around. Just having high value skills of learning how to communicate, learning emotional intelligence, problem solving, critical thinking. These things are imperative to life in general, but especially if you can hone them and get them down in your 20s, because over time they're just going to become better, because you have that foundation, you have that base of like, I know how to problem solve, I know how to critically think, I know how to converse well, I know how to hold a conversation. I like these type of things are important to just being a human, but namely winning and being a successful human, you know, because we don't just want to exist, but we want to win, we want to thrive, we want to be great, not just good. The other point is getting a passport. I remember taking myself down to no one took me. My mom, my dad, they did not take me to go get my passport. That was a decision that I made. I booked my own appointment. Saved up my own money to get it expedited, because I remember the year that I took my first solo trip, I was taking it to Paris, and I remember that I had a layover in Iceland, and my family thought I was crazy, but I knew for me, I needed that experience. I made sure to get my passport picture, all of the things. It was such a proud moment for me, because I must have been maybe like 22, I want to say. And all of it was just research. I said, what do I need to do to get my passport? I booked my trip to Paris before I even had my passport. And from there on, continue to just like travel. And my passport is one of my most valuable possessions that I have. And I think that if you can get that while you're 20s, because it doesn't expire for like, I want to say like 10 years. So you will likely not even need to renew it until like years. It's just something that is so good to have and such a valuable asset to give you access to see the world and experience new things. And last, but certainly not least, is developing and adhering to a set of values. And by that could be spirituality / religion, that can be justice, education, it could be empathy, family, just a set of values that always keeps you rooted and grounded, because in your 20s, you're impressionable. In your 20s, you are learning, you're failing, you're succeeding, you're being challenged, you're going through so much of life's lessons and earning your stripes, that if you have a base or foundation of values that you can adhere to that keep you grounded and rooted and clear, you will not fail. You will not fail if you adhere to your values. You will attract the likeness of your values. You will attract people that have those same values, or a romantic partner that has those same values. So I would start thinking about what you value, maybe putting it on a paper and living your life according to your values and your value systems or your beliefs, but also being flexible, because beliefs change, values change. I know that the values that maybe my family had aren't like apples to apples. It's not necessarily that I agree with all of those things, or even political views. Those change. Allow yourself to change. Allow yourself to become different, because this decade from 20 to 29, it is juicy. It's beautiful. It is magical. It is transformative, as it should be, if you allow it to be. And it should have joy, and you should enjoy it. Like, you should enjoy your 20s. It is such a beautiful time. And as I look back on mine, I think I did it well. I did my 20s fearlessly. I did my 20s with an open heart. I did it curiously, brave, confidently. I mean, I think my 20s was such a great time and really set the foundation for what my 30s will be in a year. And I'm so excited. I'm in love with my life, and I genuinely mean that and can say that. And I'm so excited for what's to come. And I hope that these lifestyle practices and tips help you as you are living out your 20s, wherever you may find yourself on the spectrum of 20s. And I'm sending you so much love, because it's a journey. It's a beautiful journey. It has its highs and lows like anything, but it is absolutely incredible. And I'm sending you all the best juju. And I hope this video helps. So drop a comment. Thank you for watching. I am so appreciative, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.